Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Sane. Guys, Scarlet and Violet leaks are everywhere, and I do not want my channel and my videos get taken down, and I don't want to get in any trouble at all, so I'm not going to show you guys any pictures or anything, because, yeah, that's bad. But the pictures are out there, just like, you've seen them by now. Let's be real, you've seen them by now. So, I want to talk about the Pokemon. So we pretty much have the entire Pokedex released at this point as of today. All the new Pokemon, all the old returning Pokemon. So I want to talk about, and I've seen some stats. I've seen some leaks that show stats of like starters, a lot of Paradox forms, and the legendaries as well. And I want to talk about them in how I think they're gonna be in VGC, because I love VGC just like I love Nuzlocke. So here's so okay, before I scroll up, if you haven't seen any news on Scarlet Violet, if you haven't seen anything, I'm going to scroll up and show a couple things of new Pokemon that might get regional forms or evolve or something. So before I scroll up on this page, this is your chance to not be spoiled on anything. If you complain in my comment section, I am going to make fun of you because you know what you're doing. You know why you're here. You know why you're here. Okay. So scrolling up. These are the Pokemon that get Paradox forms. We've got the, Mungus. So we've got the Scarlet Paradox forms. So Paradox forms of the past are Mungus, Jigglypuff, Mischievous, Magneton, Salamence, and then Donphan and Volcarona both have a form for each for past and future. And then future forms. So I'm just gonna call them past forms, future forms. We have a Delibird form, a form that's like both Gardevoir and Gallade, Hariyama, Hydreigon, Tyranitar, and then of course Donphan and Volcarona. And then the DLC, we're gonna have a form that is Suicune in all of the three legendaries combined for past, and Virizion in all those three legendaries combined for the future, as well as a third legendary is what it sounds like to go with Koraidon, Miraidon. We also have new regional forms for Tentacruel, a ground grass type, which is pretty cool. Looks like supposed to be like a mushroom. Tauros forms, that's fighting, and then you have fighting fire, fighting, and water. We have Paladin Wooper, which we've already seen, and then Clodsire, its evolution. You've got the evolution to Primeape. I can't remember what it's called, but it's ghost fighting, which is really cool. We've never seen that typing yet. A Bisharp evolution, which is wild to me, but we have it. King Gambit. Dunsparce evolution, which is just like a bunch of Dunsparce stacked on top of each other, which is hilarious. And then we've already seen for Giraffrig's evolution shown off. And we also you have the events Charizard that they've been talking about. You can go to that raid den or whatever it is and get the Charizard with the Dragon type, Terra type. So the Legends Arceus, I'm pretty much confirmed that these Legends Arceus Pokemon are going to be in the game. Well, we've already seen stuff from Zoroark and Kleavor of the footage of them being in the game. And I'm sure that these other 5 are going to be in because their other forms are in the game. Like we have Arcanine. Where's Arcanine? Arcanine's in the game, so I'm sure Hisuian Arcanine is going to be in the game. Like I'm sure there's a way for it. I know it's technically a different form, but whatever. Lilligant, there's Lilligant, Weavile, and Sneasel are in the game. So Sneasler, I feel like is going to be in the game. Ursaluna, Ursaring's here. Ursaring's in the game, and Ursaluna is just an evolution. And then we have Goodra in the game too. Where's Goodra? Goodra's here, so I think Hisuian Goodra's gonna be there. I feel like they have to be in the game, you know? Like there's not Electrode, so I don't feel like Hisuian Electrode is necessarily going to be in. Maybe like DLC or something, where they tie in Legends Arceus, but like, I just feel like these guys are gonna be all available. Like these 3 for sure. These 3 I am confident in just the main game, no doubt. Well, because we've seen these 2, and Ursaluna is just an evolution. I am confident we're going to have them. And then these other 4, I'm sure they're going to be in the game. And at least, like, available, in some way, shape, or form. So, I have a little spreadsheet of all of the... So, I've got the starter stats, I've got the legendary stats, and then I've got all of the Paradox form stats. I'm going to talk about their stats and their abilities that have been revealed to us. And their typing, and what I think their competitive viability is. Let me... go ahead and back up because I realize I'm not showing all of this screen. Here, let me just switch this over real quick and show my browser. There we go. So here's my little spreadsheet. So we have Meowscarada, who's Grass and Dark type. It gets Protean as a hidden ability. I think apparently they nerfed Protean. I don't know what that means, but still it's a really good type. high attack, high speed. This is the stat you're looking at, like decent bulk. It's a fast physical attacker. Grass and Dark. It has I've seen its new signature move always crits. It's like 70 base power, so that's pretty good. So this thing looks like it's the only starter that looks competitively viable in VGC, at least to me. The rest just don't seem like they're that good. But this thing I think is gonna be crazy. Protean's really good. Skeledirge, best starter. Fuecoco wins. Fire Ghost type. You've got a bulky. It's like this thing's like Torkoal. It's just like high HP, high defense, high special attack. It's kind of like Torkoal looking or like Magneton looking, and then not very good special defense, low speed, low attack. With Unaware as a hidden ability, Fire Ghost type, I don't think this thing is that good. It's just worse than like every other Fire Ghost type we've seen ever, which is a little sad, but whatever. Its design is cool. I'm gonna use it anyways. Quaquaval, Water Fighting type is cool. Has Moxie as a hidden ability, but I don't like its stats. This thing is like Blaziken. 85 speed is not good enough speed. 85 special attack, 85 HP, 80 defense, 75 special defense. It's not that bulky. It's not fast. 120 attack. I don't like this stat. I don't like this stat layout. It's just like 80 everywhere and then 120 attack. I don't like that. I don't think it's gonna be very good unless it has like, if it has like Surging Strikes, then it could be good. And you could like Choice Scarf it, Surging Strikes, so it just hits really hard, and you have Moxie. Like it could be okay, like a discount Urshifu Rapid Strike kind of thing. The two legendaries, Koraidon, Miraidon. Koraidon is fighting and dragon. These guys have the exact stat laid out, just kind of flopped. One is physical, one is special. And then they have two new abilities, Orichalcum Pulse and Hadron Engine. I'm going to butcher these names, I don't care. So Koraidon, 135 attack, 135 speed, super fast, super strong. Good bulk, 100 in special defense and HP, 115 defense and 85 special attack. This thing is a bulky, physical, fighting dragon type. Like this thing's gonna be good. That speed, that power, it's gonna be good. But Miraidon I think is just better. Because Electric Dragon, really cool typing. Fighting Dragon, Electric Dragon, they're both cool typing. At least this one just doesn't have a quad weakness. You've got the 135 speed, 135 special attack. Special attackers are just better, always. And like this is the Electric Dragon we've been waiting for. Like this is what Zekrom needed to be. Really fast, hits really hard, and then still has good bulk. You know, 115 special defense, 100 defense, 100 HP, 85 attack. You're not going to use. We'll have to see what these abilities do. But just stats alone, typing alone, both of these two are really good. If we ever have like when we're in non-restricted formats, which I'm not. I don't want to go back to a non-restricted format for a while, but I think Miraidon is going to be amazing because this thing just poops on Kyogre, right? This thing just poops on Kyogre. Koraidon doesn't have quite the niche in non-restricted formats, but Miraidon just, this is your go-to Kyogre check, you know? Like, Ice Beam, whatever. Alright, so we've got the two Donphan forms. You got the I'm going to have all the past, the Scarlet Paradox forms on the left and all the Violet ones on the right. We got, it's called Great Tusk. It is ground and fighting, and this thing has 131 defense and attack. Really crazy tank. 87 speed, not bad for a tank, and 115 HP. But ground fighting doesn't seem like quite the tank type. Like I feel like if these guys had their types switched, they'd be better. All of the Scarlet Paradox forms have this new ability called Photosynthesis. Don't know what that does. And all the Violet ones have this ability called Quark Drive. Don't know what that does. So that's all their abilities. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't know what they are. But and then Iron Treads Donphan is ground and steel type. It has 110 attack, 120 defense. So it's kind of like what a normal Donphan is, but it gets a crazy speed boost. It's 106 speed. So this thing could actually be pretty good. You're looking at like another... This is looking like another Excadrill kind of thing without, you know, Sandstream or whatever. Sandrush. Without Sandrush, and it doesn't hit quite as hard, but it's bulkier. This could be like a good, like a Soulfest Pokemon. They both look good. I think this ground steel type one looks better just because the speed. I like the speed better. 87 speed is like usable, but you know, we'll see. We'll have to see. I'm liking this one a little bit more competitively. It's a little bit less bulky, but I don't know, special defense. Yeah, it's a little bit less bulky, but the speed is huge, and the steel typing is great. So next we have for Scarlet, we've got Amoonguss, Brute Bonnet. It's grass dark type. Amoonguss being a dark type, now making it immune to Prankster is scary, but this thing is is weird. It's now like really strong. It hits really hard. So we got 101 HP, 127 attack, 99 in special defense and defense, 79 special attack, and 55 speed. So it's not as slow as it was before. All of these have 570 base stat total, by the way, which is really, really strong. That's like better than Arcanine. That's really strong. That's like that's about as strong as like most legendaries are. Like most like Suicune is about that strong. It's like 570. So Grasstalk, I don't know if this is gonna be better than normal Amoonguss. I mean, it's strong, bulky. Grasstalk, I don't know. This doesn't look that good to me, honestly. Unless if it still has like Rage Powder Spore, which I assume it does. It still could be good, like a good like disruptive Trick Room Pokemon, but now it does damage. It could be like a different form of Amoonguss. It could be a little scary. It's also immune to Prankster, but there's not really that many Prankster Pokemon in the game anyways. It's like Sableye and Murkrow. For Violet, we've got Delibird, Iron Bundle. This is Ice Water. And I think this Pokemon looks actually pretty cool. Pretty good. 56 HP, so it's pretty weak there. 80 attack, whatever. 60 special defense sucks, but you have 114 defense, 124 special attack, and 136 speed. This thing's really fast, and it's actually faster than both the dragon types and your ice type. So this thing seems like it's pretty cool. Maybe an Assault Vest user, maybe just like Life Orb or something, or Sash. It's just super fast. Like, it's a super fast ice water type with good defensive bulk. Not good special defensive bulk, but like, I don't know, this thing could be pretty cool. Next we've got Jigglypuff's Screamtail. It's Fairy Psychic. This thing looks kind of underwhelming to me. 115 HP, 65 attack and special attack, 99 defense, 115 special defense, and 111 speed. I don't really know what you're supposed to be doing here. We'll have to see what like Jigglypuff's moveset is. We've never really looked. This just doesn't look like useful at all. I don't know. Fairy Psychic, just like use Gardevoir. I don't know. This thing, I don't really care about this. But then we get to Iron Valiant, which is the Gallade Gardevoir form. This thing looks like one of the craziest Pokemon ever. So 74 HP, 60 defense, or 60 special defense, sorry, 90 defense. It's not that bulky. It's not like a glass cannon, but it's probably, you know, maybe Sashed or something. But 130 attack, 120 special attack, 116 speed, and Fairy Fighting? That is crazy stab coverage, crazy offensive power. Honestly, I think you make this thing a special attacker just so you ignore Intimidate. It depends on the move pool. Like if you get like Aura Sphere and like good fighting stab, special stab, then make it a special attacker. Or if it gets like Play Rough, then maybe you want to make it a Fairy type. Maybe make it a mixed attacker in VGC. But like this thing is going to be crazy. Also, it's 590 base stat total. This thing is a crazy offensive Pokemon. Fairy Fighting offensively is just... I think this is great. Like, Fairy, you hit everything, and then, like, Fighting hits the Steel types you didn't hit before. You're walled out by Poison, but, like, whatever. Whatever. You know, you're from Gallade and Gardevoir. You have to have Psycho Cut or something, you know? You hit, like, Fighting can hit the Fire types. They usually... Like, you're walled out by, like, Fire Ghost types, too, but, like, I'm sure you have coverage. Like, Gallade has, like, Nice Slash. So I keep, like, moving around my camera. It's not following me. But this thing looks crazy. This thing looks absolutely crazy to me. Like, this Pokemon looks crazy. Also, I love... Gallade's, like, my favorite Pokemon, so I am a big fan of this Pokemon. We've got, next for Scarlet, Fluttermane, the Mischievous form. Ghost Fairy. Pretty cool typing. I think this thing is also really crazy looking. 55 in attack, defense, and HP. It's really frail on the physical side, but specially, you've got 135 in speed, special defense, and special attack. This thing is really fast and hits really hard, and Ghost Fairy. Like, I've already talked about everything that Fairy hits. Ghost is only resisted by Dark, which you hit super effectively by Fairy, and is immune to normal, and it doesn't affect normal, which Fairy just hits. So put a Life Orb on this thing and just like Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast and Shadow Ball and like, oh my lord. This is gonna be crazy. Plus, Mischievous gets things like Pain Split and like pretty cool moves. And then just pair it with like Intimidator or Reflect or whatever, and you're fine. So this Pokemon, these two Fairy types look crazy good. This is a crazy good Pokemon to me. But it doesn't stop here, because this the Violet form, Hariyama, is called Iron Hands. It's fighting electric. This is typing we haven't seen before until, you know, Palmy's evolution is fighting electric. But this is just so... This is going to be really cool. This is going to be really cool offensive coverage. Again, we don't know the abilities for any of these, but I don't really care for the abilities on any of these guys at this point. Like, these Pokemon are already crazy good. So this thing is almost like Hariyama, but a little bit bulkier. 154 HP, 140 attack, 108 defense, so it's a little bit bulkier. 68 special defense. I mean, you've got massive HP. Just throw an Assault Vest on this thing. You're fine. You don't have guts anyways, so like just throw an Assault Vest on this thing. 50 speed, you're good in Trick Room. 55 special attack, you don't care. This thing is gonna be crazy. If it has like Plasma Fist, Close Combat, Fake Out, dude. even just Thunder Punch on 140 attack and like this bulk. This Pokemon looks crazy. Hariyama, you're Hariyama, so we have to assume it still has Fake Out and like Wide Guard. You don't even have to go Assault Vest. You can like Wide Guard, just ignore the Earthquake that's gonna come after you or whatever. Like, oh my, dude, this Pokemon. Fighting electric coverage is so good. Stab coverage is so good together too. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Alright, let's go Paradox Magneton for this is Scarlet form, so it's past form. Electric Ground. It has like magnet legs, which is hilarious. This one seems like pretty okay. 85 HP, 81 attack, whatever. 97 defense, decent bulk, 85 special defense. So it's like okay bulk, 121 special attack, and 101 speed. This one doesn't look like as crazy as some of the other Pokemon. It has the same base stat total, but like it just seems like a moderately bulky ground type. There's not a lot of ground types. Look at this. If you look at this Pokedex, I'm going to talk about this here in a little bit too. Once I talk about the other Pokemon, there's not a lot of ground types. You've got like Crocodile, you got like Mudsdale, and I mean Ursaluna if it's in the game. That's like it. There's really only like 3 ground types. So this thing being just a ground type could be good. Like you know, Earth Power, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch. It's like it's like an electric type that beats other ground types, and just electric and ground stab together is pretty strong. You're like Disquake on your own, so I think this thing's gonna be pretty good. Iron Jugulis. This is the Violet Paradox form for Hydreigon, Dark Flying. Gonna be honest, I think normal Hydreigon's probably better, but so you got 94 HP, 80 attack, whatever. 80 special defense. 86 defense, and then you have 108 speed, 122 special attack. This thing just, I don't know, this is it has less stats than Hydreigon, because Hydreigon has like 600 too. So it's just less bulky. You're faster, which is cool, but I think normal Hydreigon's probably just better, honestly, even with the fairy quad weakness. Like you just like terastallize that thing into steel, which I'll talk about later. But this is still good. Like this is still probably good. It's like a okay Pokemon. Salamence, this thing has 590, just like Iron Valiant. These are the 2 forms that have 190. Salamence, Roaring Moon. This is the Scarlet form. It turns Dragon Dark, so it's kind of funny. You like lose Dragon Dark with Hydreigon in Violet, but then you get a new one with Salamence. So you got 105 HP, 71 defense, 111 special defense. So I got some decent bulk around. 55 special attack, whatever. 139 attack and 119 speed. This thing's gonna be a good offensive Pokemon, but I feel like normal Salamence might be better. Just because of Intimidate, you got 100 speed, but you also have the usable special attack set, so you could be like a mixed attacker, and you kind of have that uncertainty you bring to your opponent. And I don't think Dragon Dark is better than Dragon Flying. It's like the same to me, honestly. So I mean, this could be good. Like the more speed is good. Losing Intimidate sucks. We'll have to see what this ability does, but so far this thing looks like a worse Salamence, like a slightly worse Salamence to me. And then for Violet, you get Iron Thorns Tyranitar. I both like and dislike this thing. One other ground type you get is Hippowdon, who is a sound setter with Tyranitar, but you really never use Hippowdon if you have Tyranitar. You just use Tyranitar for set your sand. But this could be a case where you use Hippowdon instead. So it's Rock Electric. The quad weakness to ground, I think, is better than the quad weakness to fighting. So it's a little bit easier to manage. So you got 100 HP, 134 attack, 110 defense, bulky, 84 special defense. This is like Pretty close to what Tyranitar is. 70 special attack, 72 speed. It's pretty close to what Tyranitar is, but you just like lose Sandstream, but now you're Rock Electric. I don't know if that's better. I think it's probably overall worse for Tyranitar, but if you wanted to use like Hippowdon, you could have Tyranitar and then be a Rock type getting the Sand boost, and like you could Terrastallize it into something. I don't know. There's like a reason to use Hippowdon if you want to use this thing, but I think it's probably just worse than normal Tyranitar. And then the last two I'm going to talk about for this video, I'll talk about the my theory for Terrastallizing in the next video. Is so Volcarona, you got two forms. You have Slitherwing for Scarlet and Iron Moth for Violet. Let's talk about Slitherwing. For Scarlet, past form, it's Bug and Fighting type. And this thing is kind of underwhelming to me. You have 85 special attack, or 85 HP and special attack. 81 speed. I don't like that speed tier. 79 defense. So like not bulky. This thing's weird. 135 attack and 105 special defense. I don't like this. I don't think bug fighting's that good. I don't like this. Gonna be honest. I don't like this at all. I don't think this is like good at all. And Iron Moth, Volcarona Violet form. Fire Poison. It's about as good as Firebug is, honestly. Like, sure, yeah, you know, I don't really care. 80 HP, fine. 60 defense, pretty frail. 70 attack. This is more just like what normal Volcarona usually is. 140 special attack, 110 special defense, and speed. If you still have Quiver Dance, which I assume you do, this thing it could just be like maybe a better Volcarona, or just like a different, like a non-bug type Volcarona. Like, I want to use Volcarona, but I have too many fighting type, or I have other fighting types on my team, and I don't want to have this crazy flying weakness on my team. Oh, I'm gonna use Volcarona and just be weak to ground instead, which I can handle. Like, that's what this looks like to me. And Volcarona is a really good Pokemon, so yeah, this thing looks pretty good. So overall, I think this Volcarona form looks really good. I think that this Magneton form will probably be pretty good. I think this Mischievous, Hariyama, and Gallade forms all are crazy good. And after that, like, maybe the Amoonguss could be okay. This Delibird, just because it's super fast, could be pretty good. Both Donphan forms look alright. Both legendaries look really good. Miraidon is what I think is going to be the best. And out of the starters, I think Meowscarada is the only one that looks like it's going to have any kind of viability in VGC. So, next video I'm going to put up on this channel talking about Scarlet Violet. I'm going to talk about my theory for some strong Terrastallization forms from these Pokemon that I think could be pretty good. This is not going to count like Legends Arceus Pokemon, and obviously not any of the new Pokemon, because I don't know their abilities, I don't know their movesets and stuff, so I'm not going to talk about them. It's just old returning Pokemon. But so stay tuned for the channel for that. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Love y'all. Peace.